Hello everyone, and welcome to Nostalgia Drive, a series where I go over the original Trails in the Sky OST and the Evo OST, oh yeah, and compare the two. Today, it's time to put on your maid outfits. Yes, even me. Oh gosh, Kevin in a maid outfit. I'm sure there's a certain subsection of fans that would love to see that. Anyway, enough stalling. Let's kick things off with the original version, shall we? Oh, yes. I needed something just nice and peaceful like this. I was feeling awfully jittery today for some reason. I can't really pinpoint why. I just love the regal air of this track. Just the violins. I think it's a cello having those supporting notes in the back. This calms me right down, man. I love how it just slowly bounces in. You could just imagine just the massive halls, the sparkly floors, all the maids and the butlers walking around. Truly a fitting theme for a castle. You could say it's generic, but I don't know, it's just... To me, there's a certain homey feeling to just generic sounding music like this, where it's exactly what you would expect. I think it allows it to get away with being a bit more generic, if that makes any sense. This is just such a beautiful track. I think that was the loop. I don't know. I'm just here to have fun. We should have a good time. Ah, man. Queen Alicia, you got a nice theme. Alright, let's just jump straight to the evolution version. Quick guesses, it's probably just gonna sound more orchestral. That's my big plot twist guess. Yeah. Okay. I wonder if they're gonna do any surprise change-ups, or if they're just gonna keep it just very faithful to the original. Yeah, I still love the way that the strings are just bouncing like that. Like, it's a royal theme, it's a regal theme, but it almost feels like I'm sort of like dancing on clouds. Like I'm skipping through this massive field of flowers. You know, when you're doing one of those like slow motion like spins before you turn and fall into the into the grass. I don't know, that's kind of what I get. That's kind of the feeling I get. Aside from the typical, yes, ballroom dancing. Sort of a massive, this great hall. Whoa. Oh, the way the violin played that sharp note there really snapped me out of it. This version is nice. It is. But yeah, of course, me being generic, speaking of generic stuff, it obviously does have that element of ballroom dancing. Or just like, oh, oh, wow. It had an actual ending. Nice. Perfect. I always love when the Evo tracks have little fancy endings. Well, I guess I shouldn't call them fancy, but just endings in general, because most Trails songs do have to loop or have some point where they loop back to the starting point. I guess that's what a loop is. Cyrus, come on. So they don't necessarily get to have a typical standard ending that you would expect in an actual piece of music. So when these songs do actually have endings, I think it makes them a bit more special because they don't come around very often. Like, for instance, let's see, which song pops up into my head first? This is technically a Reverie track, but Heavy Violent Match is a song that has an ending. And when you get to that ending, I mean, the whole song is just hype, right? It's far different from this song. It's very much like a, I wouldn't say like, it's not thrash metal. It's definitely like more prog metal, or just like prog rock. It's very heavy rock. It's very in your face. The drums are very loud, and just the way it ends, it's very hype. Unlike this song where they take that last note and they stretch it out for the final like 5-6 seconds before the curtains fall. As far as which version do I prefer? I do enjoy the live instrumentation of the Evo version. I think they basically perfectly captured the original, but they didn't really do too much to make it stand out, in my opinion. It just felt very safe as far as what would you call this? A remaster? You would probably call the Evo versions remasters. But it just felt very by the numbers, which is fine, right? The song is still good. I still enjoyed it, but there's something about the original version. Whereas, yes, it is also very safe. It is also very generic to an extent, as far as expectations go. But there's just something to that style of sound that I feel captures the spirit of the Royal Castle more than this theme. Like, when I hear the original, it could just be my bias from the games talking, but when I hear the original, I envision the first thing that comes to mind, aside from the whole maid thing. Man, poor Joshua, first he had to dress up as a princess, he had to dress up as a maid. But when I think of the original version, I think of the conversation that they had with Queen Alicia. I think of just Queen Alicia in general. Just the very calming nature of the track very much reminds me of just how Alicia holds herself, how she addresses people, her love for her country, her love for the citizens. That's what I get when I hear the original. When I hear this version, I don't really get that, and it's probably because I haven't played the game. I'm just listening to it, outside of the game in its own little bubble, so I don't have any of those biases and influences, influencing me. So I'm more so just allowing my feelings on the music itself to take priority. So that is very interesting to note. But still, this was very enjoyable. I actually really needed something like this. I feel a lot better. This just put me in a nice, just comfy, cozy place that it really does make me miss FC a whole lot. FC really did have that atmosphere throughout most of the game. That a lot of the future games did have it, but not to the same extent that I feel FC had. Simply because, well, it was just the foundation of everything, so they had a lot more groundwork to lay and build upon. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts down below. Feel free to leave a like on the video, and subscribe if you haven't already. A very special thank you to all my current channel members, KM115 and Eri Hitsuki. You guys' support, it just means a lot to me. It really does. And hope you guys have a good one. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace out.
Alright, what's next?